I am here with the one and only Bruce Shoo Carrington. Shoo, how you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great. It's fight week, so we just, cutting down these last few pounds. But to be honest, it's light work. I just got a few pounds to lose, but I'm ready to go. Can't wait to fight on June 8th.
So going into this fight camp, what was something that was a major focus?
I definitely wanted to attack pushing my endurance from my opponent. But I definitely want to push the pace in terms of my endurance and my conditioning, which I feel like is already good, but I want to secure that in my mind. So we were just going crazy on conditioning, strength, different tactics to use against my opponent, and we have plan A through Z ready for June 8th, and I'm excited to put on a show.
Speaking of fights, I feel like this year we've, as fight fans, been very lucky to see some incredible fights the past month or two. Has there been any fights that you can note that you would, as of right now, say is the fight of the year?
Well, Nick Ball and Raymond Ford, that was a good fight. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That was a really good fight. That's the first one that comes to mind, but also because it's so recent. But, from round 1 to 12, they were going at it. Nick Ball, he fought really hard. You could tell he really wanted that chip. He got hurt about 2-3 times in that fight, but he still walked forward even after, the second after he got hit, and threw 3, 4, 5 punches just to show I want this more than you. And Raymond Ford, he had a good testament himself too. He had certain lapses in certain rounds, but you would see he would get into momentum at times too, and he wanted to make sure he stayed champion and put a stamp on his legacy and everything like that. But Nick Ball, I just think his will was just stronger, and he got the victory. To be honest, I could have seen it as a draw, but I wouldn't have been mad if they gave it to Raymond Ford. It would have been understandable. That's how close the fight was. It was a treat for the fans.
And as a Jersey girl, I was rooting for Ray Ford, but that was a phenomenal fight. Now, while we were lucky with some great fights, we have been disappointed with postponements or cancellations of fights, including you got Bivol versus Beterbiev. You've got recently Boots versus Crowley now was canceled. And we got your Brownsville neighbor Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul that's been postponed due to Tyson, I guess, having an ulcer, some medical problems. Do you see that fight, now that it's being postponed till further notice, happening?
It's going to break my heart to say this, but I honestly don't think it's going to happen at this point now, because now it's got some negative media now at this point, because, now the people all of a sudden are entertaining the fact that Tyson is older. And, being that he's having a medical issue like that, it's people are just leave Tyson alone. Let's let him just, live his life, whatever. But Tyson wants to fight, bro. And, I'm a Brownsville dude, so I can relate, in terms of the mentality. It's he's just bro, he probably has dealt with that before. And he's yo, everybody get over it. It's not that deep. I still want to fight. We built all of this for a reason. And he just wants to put on a show. So, listen, if the fight happens, I'm going to still watch it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to still, really tune in. And, I hope I'm in the building, to be honest. Mike, give me a ticket.
I was going to make another bet with you, because I was going to say it was going to happen, but we're kind of on the same playing field. So maybe we'll have a bet for another fight.
Another fight. Yeah.
Hey, but I held my end. Listen, and
I got to give you that. You held your end. I told you Bud and Spence was going to happen. And
it happened.
It did happen. It definitely happened. I thank you for the Starbucks. I thank you for the money for the Starbucks coffee.
Yeah. And you tell the fight fans what your Starbucks drink is?
The caramel apple crunch. Caramel ribbon crunch, excuse me, with the almond milk.
If you were to create a super fighter using any element of any pro fighter currently, you know what? I'll even take it to retired fighters. How would you create your super fighter, whether it's someone's strength, power, right hand, hook, uppercut, footwork? Lay it on me.
Okay, cool. So we have the super fighter. I feel like y'all could mix and match whoever y'all want, but y'all fighter not going to beat mine. The footwork of Lomachenko, the IQ of Floyd Mayweather, the power of Mike Tyson, the tenacity and kill switch of Terrence Bud Crawford, and speed of Amir Khan.
As I want to go back to that Nick Ball Raymond Ford fight, and the idea of that fight night being 5v5. I thought that that's a phenomenal idea of taking those two promotional companies together and being able to see fights that normally we wouldn't be able to see. Do you see that concept of 5v5 being incorporated with other promotional companies in the future?
I hope so. I hope that actually, planted a seed for something in the future, because there's so many fights that don't happen because, oh, you're on this side of the street, you're on that side of the street. Like, forget all that, bro. Let's just get this money and let's get to work. Like, I want to fight the best, and I can't fight the best because they're on another promotional company. Like, nah. Like, I really like that 5v5 thing, and I feel like that's another thing that's gonna keep boxing just going, keep boxing interesting, keep boxing alive. Like, that was a really good, hats off to Matchroom and Queensberry. They really put that together, and that was a great idea. And hopefully Top Rank, PBC, and Matchroom, Queensberry could all get together and we could have a Royal Rumble or something like that.
Let's talk about your fight week, because you have a lot going on besides, working on cutting weight and, just making sure everything is lined up for your fight night. Yesterday, you did Fighting for a Cause, which was the New York City Cops and Kids program. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how doing a program like this in your home city of New York City means to you?
Man, it means the world to me, because I've been a part of the New York City Cops and Kids programs ever since it started. I want to say, I can't really remember the year it started, but I remember I was about 11 to 12 years old when it first started. And man, it's a great program. It's awesome how you have, because in my community that I grew up in, it was always like us versus the police, right? But with this, it's like, it shows that, man, we have people that actually care about our community, because you have a program here where the police are heavily involved to get the kids off the streets and keep them off the streets, whether if it's from boxing or if you just, you're just having boxing as an avenue to meet different people, to be interested in, doing different things, reach new heights. In the hood, you don't really get that. You don't really think about all of the possible things you could really reach in life unless you're exposed to it, and a lot of us aren't. And I feel like the program has changed a lot of lives, since I've been a part of it. So for me, just to be able to give back is nothing. That's the least I could do, just to be able to have an event at a gym I grew up in and whatnot. I wish, honestly, I could do more right now, and trust and believe I will when I do get the opportunity to do so. But man, it's they changed my life, and I'm just really happy that something like this exists.
I see that OT Brims just released a what is it, a snapback? Is it? It's a fitted cap, and it's specifically collaborating with you. Can you tell us a little bit about that and the significance behind the design?
Yeah, so basically it was inspired by my last outfit colorway. I had my whole, that's why I really introduced Shoe York City to the world and everything. And I had the light blue, dark blue, and me and him, we just always been locked in for the last year and a half about just collabing and just me and him working together and whatnot. And I felt like this was a great launch. This is gonna be something really cool that I feel like all my fans could be a part of, and everybody get y'all hats from OT Brims. And man, this is one of the major things that I just always dreamed about doing as a professional boxer, to be able to just collab and be able to do different things that's outside of boxing.
Before we get into our little game I'm going to have you do you have a message you want to send to the fight fans before your fight?
Oh, yes, definitely. Listen, you already know it's Puerto Rican Day weekend. It's Shoe York City and Puerto Rico coming together. That's Shoe York Rico. Yeah, listen, June 8th, we're going to put on the show. The Shoe Show always delivers, and I really can't wait to be able to do it once again for y'all. Every single time I fight out here in New York, I get a knockout. I plan on continuing that trend.